Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you might be joining us. I am BigSky Farms, and I have something in my eye. This is a in-between episode of our live stream on BigSky Seed. This will be kind of some fill-in stuff, after-hour stuff, if you will. So the first thing we're going to get to today is we're going to collect some soil samples so we know what fertilizer to use on our seed. So I will admit I was going to use the Kubota for this on Courseplay. However, that did not appear to be working. So we've got the little New Holland track machine here, similar in price. So we're going to be using that today on Courseplay. I did take the liberty of getting a Courseplay set up for us. So we are going to ride along with this guy and see how this works. What's he going to do? Oh, he's got to go back to the start point. Okay. So, this was something we did try on our Morris live streams, and it worked fairly well. And I believe we can zoom in there, maybe. He is taking some of those soil samples for us. So that is kind of cool. Looks like he is going to follow a Courseplay track really nice. And this series will have a couple of different storylines with it. Our live streams will mainly follow the potato production, but along with potatoes, you've got other crops that you have to rotate through to help keep those fields clean and virus free. A big one of those is alfalfa, which is why I chose this map, because it does have alfalfa on it. So we'll be incorporating that. If any of you are seasoned members of the channel, if you will, there is my Stone Valley series, which covers the Stone Valley dairy. And so it's on the same map. We can kind of incorporate that a little bit. My neighbor is obviously a dairy farm, and they get all of the hay off of the fields that we have. They farm them in the summer and plow them up in the fall in preparation for potatoes. So I thought that was kind of a fun storyline. We'll be following that along. In the spirit of being good neighbors, we help each other out. We share equipment, so he uses my bigger stuff, I use his smaller stuff, and we kind of make it work for both of us in that regard. So that is kind of what these weekly, bi-weekly, I don't know how often it's going to be, episodes are going to be. We'll keep it in that 25 to 30 minute range so you guys can watch and enjoy. There will be some of the spillover stuff, obviously, on both sides, but that's kind of the plan and the hope for the series. So I realize I probably should have done the soil sampling before I put the lime down, but farming is a learned practice. That's why they call it practice. So, but we'll ride with this guy a little bit more here, and we might drop you into just a little bit of a time lapse here while he does his thing. And then we are going to jump over and help the neighbor get mowing. And then he brought his tractor over to the dealership to have some work done on it. And so we're going to go over there, pick it up for him, and take his rake back. And go from there. So that's what we're going to be up to today. Now, as soon as we figure out what our little Courseplay driver is doing here. Oh, since he's so wide, he's got to back to make that appropriate turn there and everything. So, okay. We've got him going. We'll let him make sure he gets lined up on his spot here. And up over there in the distance next to the Quonsets, you can see the swather there that we'll be running. We'll get some opening rounds cut, and then we will see what we can do after that. Just want to make sure this guy does corners okay and see what he's up to here. Not sure what he's doing himself. But again, this is not our soil sampler or our tractor. It's all the co-ops there. We've got a good relationship with them. They come out and do our soil sampling and our soil management and everything. Provide us the data, and then we work with them as well to get blends for our all of our crops. This won't be the only time we see the soil sample rig going. So, but yeah, we will drop you into a little bit of a time lapse, and I can get down to the other side, and then we will jump over and do a little bit of swabbing. He's finishing up his first pass. Second pass. I realized that I have the camera on, so you guys can watch me do the time lapse. So, something different for some of these episodes, kind of maintain some consistency across. I'll have the camera on for some of them. Won't have it on for all of them. So, let us jump over into something a little bit more exciting than soil sampling, and we will see what we can do. Actually, we're just going to run over there. So let's see. We can just run across the field here. And so we did get a little bit of a start here. We've got our course play set already, but we're going to do some of this cutting ourselves. And we're going to try that again, because we have to drop the header when we start. So again, the neighbor is a bit of a, apparently there's a glitch with that header there. Cool. So, neighbor is a bit of a spendthrift, you might say, so he did not get GPS on his swather this time around. So something we tried to talk him into, but he just wasn't hearing it. So we will get this field opened up for him, and then we are actually going to grab, like I said, his tractor at the shop and his rake. He bought a new rake, which is kind of interesting for him, but anyway. And we will get this raked up. We're going to get this open so we do have something to rake. This swather is another wonderful creation of PC Bueller, some guys that are doing the Edgewater, Saskatchewan now. And not quite sure how I want to handle these corners here. So we're just going to take it nice and easy. And go this way with it. Hopefully we can see. There we go. We did do a little bit of infield plowing here, just to kind of get this thing squared away here. Trying to do a course play course with this 16-foot header, and all the islands and everything, waterways in this field. Actually, the first 2 times I tried it crashed the computer. So we did not get near as much done as we had hoped. And so we had to do a little bit of creative farming, as I call it, which is a little bump in the field there. But we had to plow those out in crop. So not ideal. We'll have some yield loss there. But it's the alfalfa here is mainly a placeholder for the dirt, to keep the dirt in place while we wait for another crop of potatoes to be grown on it. When you plow this alfalfa under, it does put a bunch of good stuff back into the soil for us, among nitrogen, among some other things. So we can always see kind of a reduction in yield when we put potatoes behind alfalfa. So not a thing we can do all the time, but it's something that we can do a fair bit to help build up our soils here a little bit. Then you can see the neighbor's corn crop. So far he's been able to stay away from corn on our ground. It's not something we were opposed to, just a little bit nervous about the breakdown of those stalks and potatoes and all that stuff. So we've seen it done, we've just not taken a jump as part of our rotation, but we shall see. So we're coming up on first round here. We will drop you guys into a little bit of a time lapse for this second round, and then we will go get the rake. Since we have already tedded this, it is ready to bale, and so we will grab that and get going on the rake. So we will catch you guys back here at the top of the funnel. Alright, let's get this guy going on his horseplay route. And I think we better check to see where he's going to start. Maybe the nearest point. Let's see how he does here. And we better pull up and find out where he's going to go. I think we'll be okay. He's going to come up along here, and then he'll dive over there. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So we can get rid of that. He's rolling. We are good to go. And so we will. So I don't know why we jumped into the combine here. But here we are at the dealership, picking up the neighbor's tractor. White 2135. He's kind of an old school guy. This is what he's got, and we're going to be pulling. He's got this thing actually outfitted really well. He's got a spray controller in there for his sprayer. He's got GPS. He's got tunes. And so we're going to get in the correct gear I'm going to jump outside while we hit this rake up. This is actually auto-save glitch right there. This is the tractor that we will use to plant most of our small grain with our Great Plains Foxtrot. So, it's a little bit of a different tractor to use, and I kind of like using it. So that's what we're going to use. He doesn't. I use his tractor and my drill to plant some crops. He uses his tractor and my drill to plant crops. We kind of do a co-op kind of a thing there. With having to do potatoes, we're usually pushing the envelope quite hard in the spring to get our crops in as soon as we can, so we can get the ground prepped and ready for potatoes. So it's an arrangement that works well for everybody. So we will do this, and we will catch you guys at the farm. So we're back pulling into the farm here. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what the neighbor's doing here with the extra header sitting in the way, but oh well, we'll do what we can. Looks like he's going to be coming back around, finishing that 4th headland, which is awesome. We are going to get this rake folded out and see if we can't get a GPS course set up here. And I was hoping to close that windrow narrowed up just a little bit. And we'll see what kind of a mess. I'm sure now you're going to work. There we go. Alright. There we go. Oh yeah, this will look real nice. Okay. So we want a course set up. And 24, we're that offset, so we're going to go east. I think we have to 90 it. Okay. See, oh, perfect, we do. Okay. Yep, that will work. Okay, so let's open it up. And we want to get rid of that offset. And there we go. We'll see how this old school GPS stuff works here. So, alright, 10 might be a little fast. Whoop. Let's try that 8 range. I'm going to shift him over. I'm going to stay right there. And that's going to look pretty nice right there, actually. So we're going to put that one right there, right there. That'll look nice. Okay, coming back here. I'm thinking we're autosave glitching there again just a little bit. We'll have to drive this one manually ourselves, which we can easily do. So we can get us lined up here. bouncing through those cloud spots there. Alright. Now, we're gonna big one on that side. Whoops. We can clean it up. And if a little bit gets left behind, that's just a little bit more that gets dropped in for us. So let's center our GPS, and away we go with that. And drop back in here, take a look in and around this tractor. Such a great mod. Leaving a nice windrow behind us. Yeah. So since we'll have the hay off of this one, Co-op might just come over here and do some soil samples on this one. Speaking of that, I don't think he is running. She isn't. We'll have to jump over there when we get to the end here and find out why he's not running. I'm having some goofy frame rate going on here. I don't know what that is all about. Anyway, I believe his plan is to bail this. So in one of these episodes coming up here, there might be some bailing action. I'm going to make sure we get this whole row there. And that's going to be coming. So, alright, let's get this corner made here. These corners are just a little bit tricky. We handle them okay-ish. We'll call it okay-ish. So. But, oh. Well, that is why our little, it's like our little horseplay driver is done collecting soil samples down there, I think. So we might have to jump out of here when we get to the top and find out the results of that, and that might be a really good place to stop the episode. Easy does it around the corners. And I know some of you are going to watch this and be totally dismayed at my lack of perfect collections. Sometimes we have to sacrifice a little bit in the name of efficiency. So let's get around this corner here. Perfect. And you can see. There we go. Alright. So we're just going to leave him parked right there. We'll cruise over here. We're going to turn our HUD back on. Okay, so he's done. Now what happened to our soil samples? Did they not get turned in, I wonder? Okay, it got done. So we're good there. 47 soil samples taken. How do I get my X to unfold it? Which we did. Why? Well, that will have to be something we look at and figure out for next time. But for now, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.